Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Love of Business podcast at prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media. My name is Maria Miko Faith, and it's my pleasure to introduce Shatoya, excuse me. So let's just dive right in and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, awesome. Well, Maria, it's really nice to meet you. This is the first time I actually get to meet you. But I actually help moms. One of my favorite people to help is moms who possibly have toddlers, looking to build a business online. So I provide a lot of tips and different things like that to do so.
That's awesome. And so did that get inspired from your own experience?
Yes. Having a son that's 2 and then also being pregnant. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes.
So how did you get into business for yourself?
So actually at the age of 21, I got introduced to entrepreneurship. And I just fell in love with, the opportunity to have, I guess, freedom for my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I got introduced.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been in business?
Since I was 21. So I'm now 29, so 8 years. So quite a while.
Wow, that's awesome. And did you have any schooling or anything, or did you just get inspired and see what people wanted?
Sorry. So no, I mean, I guess not. Like I didn't go to school for business or anything like that. I actually went to school for nursing. So I actually got introduced to entrepreneurship at the age of 21 by a friend of mine. And honestly, like I had no idea it was even an option for me. So it's all self-taught.
Right. The power of the spoken word.
Yes.
So how was the process when you first started? How did you develop your business to where it is today?
I feel like learning. So I want to make sure I understand your question, but it's pretty much, learning, I'm sorry, could you ask me one more time, Maria?
Yeah. What is, oh no, now I forgot it.
Sorry.
No, what was the process like? You learned about entrepreneurship and then how did you get things rolling, in the beginning? Just
Got
for
it.
anyone who's starting over.
Trial and error. I feel like, a lot of us are, taught by somebody who's possibly an employee. So having to change that mindset of like, just showing up to work and actually having to like get work done and actually get results. It's a mindset frame that you kind of have to change. So a lot of trial and error.
Right, because you don't have that already existing infrastructure that tells you what to do, and
Exactly.
you're on the line for yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So what are some tips on keeping the love of business alive in you?
Honestly, probably just doing what you love to do. And I feel like it's going to change as you go through life. So it's just, like actually, I guess just doing it is how you're going to, make sure you have that love of what you're doing. Hopefully that makes sense. Of kind of like,
Right. It takes action.
yeah, like just taking action and exactly what is it that you're doing. And you may not have love for it when you first start, but I feel like that love happens as you're in the, you're pretty much working towards your goals. That's truly when I feel like, you become where you truly love something that you're currently doing.
Oh yeah, so you take the plunge and then you let the love develop, like almost as a relationship.
Yes. Exactly.
That's so cool. So so you're a mom and you help moms primarily, or who else do you help?
Honestly, I'll help. I don't want to say anyone, but pretty much someone that's there's 2 different type of people that I'll help. Either a person that's possibly looking to start their own business, or somebody that's possibly in business and they're wanting to learn how to market their business. So those are the 2 type of people. But of course, like me being a mom and me understanding like how, having to balance that life of working from home with a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of why I've, really truly decided that's who I truly want to help are other moms who are just like me.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So what's a day in the life like with your toddler and your business?
So I usually get up before he gets up. So anywhere from 5 or 6 in the morning. And I have a daily actions that I want to that I'm going to accomplish for the day.
Mhm.
And then he usually gets up about 7. And then we make breakfast. He plays a little bit, and then he takes his naps at 10 from about 12:30, and that's usually around the time that I get all my meetings done until he's sleeping. And then the rest of the day I'm kind of a we kind hang out for a little bit, and then when he goes to bed, that's usually when I get some more stuff done as well.
So you just break it up
Yeah,
throughout the day.
yeah.
Yeah. You ought to be pretty organized, I imagine,
I
to
try to be.
So what are some tips you might have for moms or for anyone who's starting their business?
To keep going. A lot of times when we're first getting started, it's not going to be perfect.
Mhm.
And a lot of times we think that things are going to happen quicker than what they really are. So I think it's really super important that we keep, we always remember why is it that we're fighting for our dreams, because things don't always happen as we would like them to.
Right. True, true. S Good tip. Keep going.
Yes.
And how does it feel to have been in business and successfully um, for the last 8 years?
Um, I guess exciting because I feel like, it took us a couple years. I mean, honestly, I'd probably say it took us about 5 years, even my working with my fiance and his business as well. And honestly, I feel like
Mhm.
it took us about 5 years to truly start seeing our hard work that we were doing to actually pay off, if that makes sense.
Okay. So did you work at regular jobs while you were building up the business?
Yes. So of course, I mean, you got bills to pay.
Mhm.
So yeah, but it took us a while. That's why I say like you have to keep your why of why you're fighting because it doesn't always happen as quick as you would like.
That's a really good point because nowadays I think we're still, in an instant gratification.
Yeah, we want that microwave success, which is not always realistic.
Mhm. Yeah,
So yeah, just excitement. That's what I'm pretty excited about right now. Is just being excited about where we're going and truly starting to see the everything unwrap of our hard work for the last couple of years.
that's gotta be a really good feeling.
Yes.
Or yeah, yeah. Um, 'Cause I watched this video recently, on YouTube about how success doesn't always feel good.
Right.
And so I've been thinking about that a lot because I think we do have in our minds, like, how something's supposed to go, but oftentimes, like you said, it takes time.
Yeah, and I actually just read "Be Obsessed or Be Average." I don't know if you've read that book by Grant Cardone.
No, no, no.
Okay, it's a great book. But pretty
Okay.
much in the book, he says that we have to have many different obsessions.
Mhm.
It's not just like being obsessed with our business. We have to be obsessed with our family. So it's like all these different obsessions that we must have to
Mhm.
truly live a successful life.
Wow, that's really cool. Because oftentimes people are saying that you should have, like, only one.
Yeah, so you really truly have to have many. Because if not, that's when you see somebody that's successful within their business, but
Mhm.
they're failing within like their marriage life. And I think
Mhm.
that's a lot of times that's somebody that's possibly fighting for their dreams. That's kind of happens because they're super focused on their business, but they
Mhm.
lose maybe who they are or lose that relationship with their husbands or wives. So I think that's super important as well.
So how do you keep that alive for you?
Um, well, I feel like, having a date night once a week, Friday nights, my mom takes our son David on Friday nights. And usually that's the night that, me and my fiance will go do something or, um, possibly getting help around the house and different things like that, which I think is super important to do.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
keeping that go ahead.
sorry. No, I was just saying, just keeping that, you have to have, being able to be a good mom, being able to be a good wife or, a husband. It's very important that we, have other uh, focuses in our lives as well.
Right, so that you're not, like, just completely stuck on one thing and ignoring the other parts of your life.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to take a little look at your website because it's really cool. It's
Yes.
shatoyamarie.com.
Yes.
So I was looking at posting for profits. Can you tell us about that?
And I'm sorry about the background noise.
That's
But Posting for Profits is actually a 5-day challenge that's going to teach you on what to post and not to post when it comes to building a business online on social media,
Mhm.
and how to not be that, that spammy salesperson when it comes to your social media um, posts. Because I feel like a lot of people, when they're just starting out, that's kind of what they do, and then people get
Mhm.
irritated because that's all they're seeing within their posts, and then maybe they'll get deleted, or they just they unfollow that page. So I think it's super important to learn what to post and what not to post on your pages.
Yes, that's very good. What was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, posting.
Yes.
I was talking with a digital marketing, someone who owns a digital marketing agency, and she said that not to worry about going slow because sometimes people want to go so fast, so quickly, and get up in the search engines and all that, but they can't maintain it because
Right.
it's not sustainable that way.
Got it. You got to build a foundation first, so it's super important.
Hmm. I think it's awesome though that you've created this service for moms because nowadays, especially with the pandemic going on, a lot of people are rethinking their livelihoods.
Right. No, it's so true. I feel like a lot of our lives changed when COVID happened, and a lot of people had to learn on how to work from home with their kids, and that can be
Mhm.
a struggle sometimes if you don't have that support.
Yeah, it could be really chaotic.
Yes. I feel like you kind of have to learn, and sometimes I don't want to say fall, but it helps if you have that support, so you don't have to fall as hard as maybe myself or somebody else would possibly have.
Yeah, support is really important, especially when you're in business, you're starting for yourself and you haven't built up a big team yet. Just having that initial support,
Right.
I think
Exactly.
helps. Yeah, until we get our teams built, and then we're just, adding to the support and giving back in a bigger way.
Yes. Very true.
So you have a bunch of tools here, which I think are really cool. The products that you use to grow your business.
Yes.
Um, what's your favorite product of the
Um,
one?
so I have a couple there. My favorite right now I've been super focused on is Builderall.
Mhm.
It's kind of cool because it has all different types of marketing platforms that you can use within that same platform. Like I can use my email marketing, I can create a website through it, and it's just one price. And that's why honestly I love that platform. Is just because of that reason.
Very cool. Yeah, I haven't heard of that platform before.
Yeah, I want to say it's newer.
Mhm.
I've been using it. I want to say for the last 6 months, and I've just fell in love with it because before I was like paying for like Aweber, and I was paying for WordPress and like to run my website, and now I can just have one instead of having to have multiple different platforms that I'm currently using.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So what are your plans for this year?
Um, so I have a lot of plans. Well, for one, I'm due it. We have a baby on the way, so I'm due in May. So that's one plan.
Okay.
So growing my family. I'm also in the financial service industry, so I'd actually uh, to grow that business as well. And so yeah, that's my plans right now. But the main plan, I guess, is to have our baby, and then in May. I guess that's my first plan.
That's a good plan.
Yeah,
Just
to get
take
done with that, but to grow my two different businesses that I'm currently focused on, and
Mhm.
also to build an audience, a bigger, to reach more people and serve more people, pretty much.
So tell us a little bit about your financial services business.
So with that business, we offer anywhere from financial service products like life insurance, auto insurance, home insurance, annuities, licensed. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I offer. And I'm currently working on my securities license as well. So I'm not there yet, but I will be.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. I love the hustle.
Yes. I feel like we all have all these different hustles. But yeah, that's pretty much my focus right now when it comes to building my business.
That's great. So do you work on both of your businesses every day, or do you kind of have a, like a different plan?
So I have pretty much kind of like a reach out that I do. And depending on the person I'm currently speaking to, that's kind of
Mhm.
what I offer, if that makes sense. Like I might
Right,
be
right.
speaking to someone that's in need of life insurance. So of course I'm not going to be focused on my marketing that I do.
Mhm.
So it's just dependent on who is it that I'm speaking to.
Okay. So how do you get your leads then? Like how do you
How do you get your lead?
prospect?
How do you prospect? Well, I mean, right now it's just building my audience, my tribe through social media. That's currently how I'm prospecting. And then before COVID, it was going to networking events. That's actually how I met Guy, was through and he was on here earlier. But how that's kind of how I met Guy Dawson, was through
Okay.
networking. But yeah, that's but now it's just through social media, and which helps me because with being a mom, before I would have to drive, across town to drop my mom off, or not my mom, my son off at my mom's, and now it's just having to be home with him, so I'm not driving as much, and that provides me the ability to work from home.
Yeah, you save so much time when you all that commuting time, and then the other things that suck up your time when you have to
Right. So
go
it's just
somewhere.
yeah. So now it's just building the business through online, and then I also have email marketing that I'm doing as well,
Mhm.
which I'm building my email list. And of course, you have your capture uh, your lead magnet that that you're providing someone, and that's when they join your email list. So I'm building my business that way as well.
Okay. So you're creating some new content for that?
Yes, I'm actually in the process of doing that as we speak, which it hasn't I have not developed yet, but I will.
And are you I don't remember from your tools, but are you um what was I going to say? Marketing. Are you marketing for oh, sorry, yeah. Scratch that. My bad. Um
No, you're fine.
I'm like I had two questions and then they were fighting over each other.
No, you're fine. It's all okay.
um yeah, so you talked about recruiting, helping with recruiting. How does that go?
So that's pretty much more towards helping someone who's looking to work in the financial service industry
Mhm.
with me, and that's one way that I could help someone possibly start their own business is through working in the financial service industry, and that's what's recruiting is involved with. But yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. So you're recruiting for your company.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
really awesome.
Yes, and that's pretty much the way that that works with that. But yeah.
That's great. So, what do you think about your children? Um, have you thought about how you're working at home and your hustle like helps them at a young age to understand that type of lifestyle?
Yes, which I'm super. I mean, honestly though, like I get to be home with my children. I mean, so not right now I only have one, but I have one on the way.
Hmm.
So I get to be home, so they get to see. Even with my fiance, he works. He has a construction business, and so they get to see both of us, work hard. So I think
Hmm.
that's going to teach them, skills on working hard. But I feel like we're working hard so they can, start further in life with that because we kind of had to start from the bottom.
Right. So you want to give them that edge, of
That
course.
edge, yeah. Like, why we work so hard is to provide for our children.
Hmm.
We can have pretty much, if I mean, whatever he wants to do or my daughter wants to do, they can do so because we've worked for them to do so.
That's great. They
Yes.
can help with a family business. And I
Right.
think
I
that,
mean, if that's what they want to do. If not, they can do whatever they, whatever they desire.
right, their happiness is important.
Of course.
Hmm. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I think it was really inspiring
Yes.
what
Well,
you're
thank you.
doing.
Thank you for inviting me today. And I hope you have an amazing day today or this week.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. And do you want to let people know where they can find you online?
Yeah, so my website is shaytoyamarie.com. And then on Facebook, I'm Shaytoya Courtner. So that's pretty much how you can find me online.
Okay. How do you spell Corner?
Cortner.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, so now you know where to find Shaytoya and look her up for sure. And thank you everyone for watching today. Do stay tuned for more shows from prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media.